Zara is a very popular fast fashion brand that's gained its popularity due to fast trend adaptations producing over 12,000 pieces every year. But this wasteful level of production is not the problem. The problem is what has Zara become as a mentality, what's their philosophy, and why they get involved in too many things that simply kill fashion.
Dressing room. They have a secret room over there.
I have prepared Zara's controversial timeline for you. Let's dive in. In 2007, Zara got into hot water when a customer noticed that a handbag they sold had swastikas on it. The design was supposed to be from a supplier, but no one at Zara caught the symbol before it hit the shelves. After the customer returned the bag, staff quickly pulled all of them from stores. Zara apologized, saying they didn't mean to offend anyone and that they would never have chosen that bag if they had seen the swastikas beforehand. But isn't that what quality control is for? In 2011, Brazilian authorities found that migrant workers, mostly from Bolivia and Peru, were working in horrible, sweatshop-like conditions for a Zara supplier in Sao Paulo. They worked up to 16 hours a day, lived in cramped spaces inside the factory, and earned far below minimum wage. One worker was just 14 years old. Zara, as usual, blamed its contractor for illegal outsourcing, but agreed to compensate the workers and promised stricter supply chain monitoring. The scandal sparked major criticism of Zara's oversight and ethical practices. In 2014, Zara sold a toddler shirt with blue and white stripes and a big yellow star on the chest. They said it was inspired by Wild West sheriff badges, but people thought it looked like the uniforms Jewish prisoners wore in Nazi concentration camps during the Holocaust. Social media exploded with outrage. Zara quickly apologized, pulled the shirt from stores, and said they never meant to offend anyone. The company admitted the design was a mistake. In 2015, Zara's former lawyer, Ian Jack Miller, sued the company for $40 million, claiming he was fired because he's Jewish, gay, and American. He said Zara's bosses made anti-Semitic and homophobic comments, sent racist emails about the Obamas, and treated him unfairly at work. Miller alleged that Zara favored employees who were straight, Spanish, and Christian. Zara denied the claims, saying they're a diverse company and the accusations didn't reflect their values. The lawsuit brought a lot of heat on Zara's workplace culture. They have settled privately. In 2016, Zara got caught red-handed stealing designs from indie artists. Tuesday Basson, a Los Angeles artist, blew the whistle when she discovered Zara had copied her pin and patch designs almost exactly. When she confronted them, Zara's lawyers basically said, "Who are you to challenge us?" But Basson wasn't alone. Another artist, Adam J. Kurtz, revealed that Zara had actually stolen designs from around 42 different independent artists. The artists started sharing side-by-side comparisons on social media, showing how Zara had blatantly copied their work without permission or payment. The drama exploded online, with artists demanding accountability. Zara tried to downplay it, claiming the designs were too simple to be unique. But the artists weren't backing down. They wanted credit and compensation for their creativity. The whole saga became a classic David vs. Goliath battle, with small artists taking on a massive fashion corporation through the power of social media exposure. In 2017, people started calling out Zara for being shady and treating folks unfairly because of their race. That's called racial profiling. It's when someone gets judged or treated differently just cause of their skin color or where they're from. Some shops were accused of keeping a close eye on certain customers or acting suspicious just cause of how they looked. That's messed up. Everyone deserves respect, no matter who they are. In 2018, Zara got in hot water in China for calling Taiwan a country on their website. The Chinese government wasn't having it and made them apologize. They said it was a big mistake and had to fix their site fast. This kind of thing happens a lot with foreign brands in China. They gotta respect the country's rules or face backlash. Zara learned the hard way that you can't just say whatever you want when it comes to sensitive issues like this. In 2018, Melania Trump wore a Zara jacket that said, "I really don't care, do you?" While heading to visit migrant children at a detention center, this choice sparked major outrage because many thought it was super insensitive, especially given the situation of the kids separated from their families. People called her unempathetic and tone-deaf for wearing it during such a serious visit. Melania later claimed the jacket was meant to send a message to the media, saying she didn't care about their opinions, but the backlash was intense, and it ended up drawing criticism towards both her and Zara for the poor timing and message behind Back to China, in 2020, Zara got called out for being linked to forced Uyghur labor in Xinjiang, China. People were upset because it seemed like Zara was benefiting from Uyghurs being made to work under harsh conditions. Zara and other brands faced pressure to clean up their supply chains and ensure they weren't using forced labor even after being called out on this repeatedly. In 2021, Zara got caught up in some serious drama when their head women's designer, Vanessa Perelman, went off on a Palestinian model named Kar Harhash. She dropped some mad disrespectful messages on Instagram, talking bad about Palestinians and saying some real messed up stuff like maybe if your people were educated then they wouldn't blow up hospitals. When Harhash shared her messages, the internet went crazy. People started blasting Zara online, trending #BoycottsZara and calling the designer out for her racist talk. Zara tried to save face by saying they don't tolerate discrimination, but the damage was done. The whole thing blew up and showed how one person's ignorant comments can spark major heat for a big brand. The same year, Zara got hit with some serious heat when reports came out saying their Indian workers were owed a ton of back wages. These workers, making clothes for Zara, were not getting paid what they were supposed to, and it had been going on for almost 2 years. They were missing out on legal pay increases that should have helped them cover basic living costs. People were mad because these brands claimed to care about their workers, but when it came down to it, they were just letting the wage theft slide. In 2022, Zara stirred up some drama by going after a small ethical clothing brand in court due to issues related to intellectual property, specifically accusing the smaller brand of copying Zara's designs. Funny as Zara is based on inspiration from high fashion brands themselves, people were not happy about it because they thought it was unfair for a big player like Zara to target a smaller business just trying to do the right thing. Critics said it showed how these big brands can bully smaller ones instead of focusing on their own issues. Many felt Zara should be supporting ethical fashion instead of throwing legal punches. It just made them look bad and raised questions about their commitment to being ethical themselves. In 2023, Zara got slammed for an ad campaign that looked way too much like scenes from the Gaza war. People were furious, saying the images were insensitive and tone-deaf, comparing them to real-life suffering and destruction. The campaign featured a model with mannequins wrapped in white cloth and surrounded by rubble, which critics said reminded them of corpses. Zara tried to backtrack, claiming the shoot was done before the conflict escalated and that it was meant to showcase their clothes artistically, but that didn't fly and calls for a boycott started trending online. Shortly after, Zara workers protested outside stores, demanding better working conditions and benefits. They were upset because Inditex, Zara's parent company, had just reported record profits of €5.4 billion but wasn't giving workers what they felt they deserved. This showed that staff were really concerned about how they were being treated, especially with all the controversies surrounding the company. It's clear that workers are fighting for their rights and want to see real changes at Zara. And then Zara got called out for a kid's t-shirt that said the perfect snack and take a bite. A mom named Laura Wilson spotted it in the store and thought it was way too suggestive for children. She felt uncomfortable and shared her thoughts on TikTok, asking if other parents felt the same. Her video blew up, sparking a debate about whether the shirt was appropriate. Zara eventually apologized and pulled the shirt from stores, saying they didn't mean to offend anyone but understood why some people took it the wrong way.
About clothing, but I was in Zara the other day and this was in the girls section. Just wait until you see the back. If you have bought this for your child, you need serious words with yourself, in my opinion. I'm so shocked. Take a bite. Is it just me or is this just not okay? I would never have my girls in this t-shirt. I mean, is it just me or is this just plain wrong in plain sight?
Children's top that I saw in Zara that I thought was extremely suggestive has since been pulled from both in-store and online sale.
Another mom shared the video showing a hidden door and entry to a room directly from kids' changing room in the Zara store, which sparked serious concerns.
So I'm at the Zara, and this is the kids' dressing room area. And in this dressing room, they have a secret room over there. That is crazy.
In 2024, Zara teamed up with artist Marina Abramovic, who's known for her wild and sometimes creepy performance art. This collab was linked to her book Nomadic Journey and Spirit of Places, mixing her edgy style with Zara's fashion, but not everyone was feeling it. People started calling out Zara for working with someone whose past includes some pretty dark themes, like occult stuff. Critics said it felt like a cheap publicity stunt, leading to calls for boycotts from customers who weren't cool with Abramovic's history. This whole situation raised eyebrows about whether Zara really knows what it's doing with its brand image. Zara is run by Inditex, which was started by Amancio Ortega. He's a big deal in the company and still has a lot of influence, even though he's not involved in daily operations anymore. The CEO now is Oscar Garcia Maceras, who manages everything, while other parts like Zara Woman are led by people like Beatriz Padin and Lorena Rodriguez. However, Zara and Inditex have had their share of controversies. There are concerns that management is more focused on power than on the brand's quality and image, which some say has gone downhill. Issues like poor working conditions and past controversies over insensitive designs have hurt their reputation. Overall, people are questioning whether they care enough about their workers and customers. Marta Ortega, the daughter of Zara's founder Amancio Ortega, became the non-executive chairwoman of Inditex in 2022. Some people are worried that she only got the job because of her family ties, not her skills. Critics say this looks like nepotism, and after her appointment, Inditex's stock prices even dropped. So while some see her as a strong leader, others question if she's really the right choice just because she's part of the Ortega family. Oscar Maceras, the current CEO of Inditex, has been under the spotlight because he quickly moved up the ranks in the company. People are questioning if he's really ready for such a big job since he had never been a CEO before. He joined Inditex in 2021 as general counsel and was promoted to CEO just a year later. Zara's customer reviews show a lot of people are unhappy, especially with their service and return policies, with some ratings as low as 1.4 stars. Customers are complaining about slow support and issues with getting refunds. But despite all that, Zara's online sales shot up to $54.8 billion in 2023, bouncing back. Predictions for 2024 look even better, showing that their online side is tough and still growing. So even with all the drama and complaints, the numbers are still climbing for Zara.